Former England and Australia head coach Eddie Jones has shared his thoughts on the leading candidates to replace Scott Robertson as All Blacks head coach, while also urging New Zealand Rugby to make a bold move by bringing veteran lock Brodie Retallick back into the national fold. Following the shock announcement of Robertson's departure last month, the race to succeed him has quickly narrowed. Reports indicate that the contest has effectively become a two-horse race between Jamie Joseph and Dave Rennie. Both men boast extensive international experience and strong ties to New Zealand Rugby, aligning with the criteria laid out by New Zealand Rugby, NZR. While several high-profile names were floated in the immediate aftermath of Robertson's exit, many have since ruled themselves out. Former All Blacks assistants and international coaches such as Joe Schmidt, Vern Cotter, and John Mitchell are reportedly no longer in contention. NZR also approached two former All Blacks head coaches, Steve Hansen and Ian Foster, to explore whether they would consider reapplying for the role, but attention has ultimately centered on Joseph and Rennie that a two-horse race emerges according to Jones. The focus on Joseph and Rennie makes sense. When NZR advertised the position, it was clear about its requirements. Applicants had to be New Zealanders and possess prior experience as international head coaches. The governing body's decision to restrict the search to domestic candidates with test-level leadership experience signaled a desire for continuity and a deep understanding of the country's rugby culture. Jones supported that stance. New Zealand Rugby is so strong that they need their own coaches, and there are some good guys there, he said during an appearance on the DSBN podcast with Martin Devlin. For Jones, the All Blacks' identity is too distinct and too successful historically to gamble on importing a foreign coach unfamiliar with the system. In his view, New Zealand has produced enough elite coaching talent to solve its own succession challenges without looking offshore. Jamie Joseph's apprenticeship Jones spoke warmly of Jamie Joseph, highlighting the value of his long tenure with Japan. Joseph took charge of the Brave Blossoms in 2016, succeeding Jones himself, and oversaw a transformative period in Japanese rugby. His most notable achievement came during the 2019 Rugby World Cup, when Japan reached the quarterfinals on home soil, captivating global audiences with their high-tempo, fearless style of play. Jamie's had a good apprenticeship with Japan. He did 8 years there, Jones said. He had a great run into 2019, then the next period of time, during COVID, was probably a pretty tough period for him. He'll have learned a lot from that. The COVID-19 pandemic disrupted international rugby schedules and complicated player availability, particularly for a nation like Japan, whose squad is drawn from a diverse mix of domestic and foreign-based talent. Jones believes that navigating those difficulties would have strengthened Joseph's resilience and tactical adaptability. Joseph also understands New Zealand rugby culture intimately. A former All Black as a player, he has coached at Super Rugby level and built a reputation as a demanding but innovative leader. His experience blending structured systems with expressive attacking rugby could appeal to NZR as it seeks to restore stability and confidence following Robertson's exit. Dave Rennie's proven pedigree Jones was equally complimentary about Dave Rennie, whom he replaced as Australia's head coach in early 2023. Despite being dismissed by Rugby Australia ahead of the Rugby World Cup, Rennie's record in international and club rugby commands respect. Dave Rennie was doing a good job with Australia, Jones said. He has had a great record at the Chiefs in Glasgow, and he's coaching in form at the moment. His Kobe team is playing unbelievably. Rennie's success with the Chiefs in Super Rugby and with Glasgow Warriors in the Pro 14 demonstrated his ability to build cohesive teams capable of challenging more established powers. His tenure with the Wallabies was marked by inconsistency, but many observers felt he was laying foundations for longer-term growth before his abrupt departure. Currently coaching in Japan, Rennie has reportedly revitalized his club side, reinforcing the perception that he remains at the top of his profession. Jones' endorsement underscores the idea that Rennie combines tactical acumen with international experience, two qualities NZR prioritized in its job advertisement. Other names linked, although Joseph and Rennie are widely viewed as the frontrunners. Several other prominent New Zealand coaches technically meet NZR's criteria. Former Wales head coach Warren Gatland, ex-Wales boss Wayne Pivac, and former Italy coach Kieran Crowley all possess international head coaching experience. However, momentum and media speculation have consistently pointed toward Joseph and Rennie as the most realistic options. Both offer familiarity with New Zealand systems and a proven ability to operate in high-pressure test environments. Luring back a sensational veteran beyond the coaching debate, Jones made headlines with his emphatic recommendation that the next All Blacks boss should attempt to bring Brodie Retallick back to New Zealand. Retallick, one of the most decorated locks in modern rugby, is currently playing his club rugby in Japan. Alongside high-profile names such as Richie and Ardie, Savea, and Cheslin Colby, he is part of a growing cohort of elite players plying their trade in Japan's increasingly competitive league. Yet Jones believes Retallick stands apart. "I tell you, mate, the All Black I get back is Brodie Retallick," he said. "You should see him play up here. 35. He's the best player here by an absolute mile. Every game is absolutely sensational." At 35, Retallick would once have been considered past his prime in international rugby. However, Jones argued that modern sports science and conditioning have extended elite careers across multiple disciplines. "You think what's happening in sport at the moment, like 35 used to be an old man in sport," Jones continued. "Players are playing until they're 36, 37, 38 in rugby. In basketball, we see they're playing until 40. For Jones, age should not be a barrier if performance levels remain high. Retallick's experience, leadership, and physical presence could provide invaluable stability during a transitional period for the All Blacks. Experience versus renewal. The suggestion of recalling Retallick reflects a broader philosophical question facing NZR. Should the next coach prioritize rejuvenation or experience? The All Blacks have traditionally balanced youth development with seasoned campaigners who anchor the squad during major tournaments. Retallick's pedigree is unquestioned. A former World Rugby Player of the Year and a key figure in multiple Rugby World Cup campaigns, he embodies the kind of big match temperament that can influence tight contests. Jones even joked about the lengths he would go to secure Retallick's return. "He'd be a guy that if I did get a tap on the shoulder, I'd be saying, 'Come on, let's go again. Whatever they're paying you, we'll pay you double.'" While said in jest, the comment highlights the financial realities shaping modern rugby. Japanese clubs can offer lucrative contracts, making it challenging for New Zealand to retain or repatriate top talent. The impending appointment of Robertson's successor represents a pivotal moment for New Zealand rugby. The All Blacks remain one of the most storied teams in global sport, but expectations are relentless. Success is measured not merely by winning, but by dominance. Jones' intervention adds weight to the conversation. Having coached at the highest level across multiple nations, he understands the pressures attached to iconic teams. His endorsement of Joseph and Rennie suggests that NZR's shortlist contains credible, capable leaders at the same time. His call to recall Retallick signals the importance of blending fresh direction with established excellence. Whoever takes the reins will inherit a squad rich in talent, but navigating a period of scrutiny and recalibration. The next coach must restore confidence, refine tactics, and manage the delicate balance between innovation and tradition. For Jones, the path forward is clear. Trust experienced New Zealand coaches, back proven performers, and ensure the All Blacks remain anchored in their own rugby identity. As NZR prepares to announce its decision, the rugby world watches closely. The choice between Joseph and Rennie, and the potential return of a sensational veteran like Retallick, could shape the All Blacks' trajectory for years to come.